Hey, I've not made a video in a while. Shocking. Name one video that I have posted that I haven't said that at the very beginning. I'm gonna make a video kind of explaining this last year of my life because it's been interesting. It's been so crazy and it went by so quickly, like faster than any other school year I think I've ever had. And I was just talking to my mom and dad last night and I was like, how is it week 9? Like, how am I already basically done with my junior year of college? Like, it is crazy. So I have like a little list of things that I want to kind of touch base on and go over and talk about. And so I'm gonna just kind of jump into it with the most obvious thing that happened this year, which is the move. I moved. Hi, hello, this is my new place. When I toured the place that I'm currently living, I just knew that this is where I wanted to be. Like, the instant moment that I set foot on the property, I was like, yes, this is where I want to live. Like, this is where I felt I could make a new home. And so I was kind of on a waiting list for a little while, and I was waiting for something to open up, and then I got the email saying, you know, hey, we've got an apartment opening. If you're interested, you should submit your application. So I did, and everything fell through like perfectly, and it was just kind of very sudden, like, okay, you can move in like 3 weeks or something like that. So I was like, oh, good, great. So I had to put in my 30 days notice at the old apartment, and then it was just like, all right, let me start packing all my stuff and let me move my life into a new apartment. And that's what I did, and it was really crazy. Like, it was a lot of planning, a lot of, hey mom and dad, can I have the coffee table? Like, because at 20 years old, you don't have anything. They are eating off of paper plates for like months because I took all of their stuff. But they gave it to me. I don't want to say that I took it, but it was kind of comical the way that it all kind of turned out. But yes, I'm in my new place and it is amazing and completely perfect for where I'm at, and it'll open a door too for, you know, if my brother decides to come up here and live with me or whatever. Like, it's so much easier to do now in this place that I'm at versus where I was at a year ago today, which is even crazy to think about because it feels like I was just finishing up my last year of college and like, it's just insane. So time has gone by so quickly, but I think the fact that I spent a good chunk of time like moving kind of made it go by even quicker and took away all the stress and everything from the regular school year, which is kind of what I'm gonna talk about next. So stress and anxiety wise, I didn't have like a super huge amount of it this year, and I think the main reason that it was kind of more sporadic than usual was just because I had so many different things to focus on. Between working 2 different jobs and then just gaining my 3rd job here in the last month for what I'm doing over the summer in Medford, plus being a full-time student, like, plus moving, plus holding a relationship, plus holding friendships and balancing like all of these different things at once, it kind of allowed myself to be like, all right, there's so much going on. You need to just take everything one step at a time. But like, I bought a calendar, hung it up on a wall that I can see, and I wrote every little thing on it. And I bought myself a planner and I wrote every little thing on it just so that I could stay organized and know that like, okay, I'm gonna be stressed out until about 3:30 today, and then after that I can watch Netflix. Like, that's how detail oriented I got to my scheduling, so that I knew like, okay, I can stress for 4 hours today, but after that, like, I'm done, like, I'm good. And that kind of, well, it's one technique. I started going to CAPS since spring break, so not like super long ago, pretty recent, and started talking to somebody there. And if you don't know what CAPS is, you can Google it. It's on the Oregon State website. But they just kind of taught me like, okay, let's just organize everything down to when you're allowed to stress. And that has changed so much. And it kind of, what led me to go there, I just had like this crazy anxiety attack, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna talk to somebody, and I'm gonna make sure that this doesn't happen again. And since going, yes, I've still been like anxious and on the verge of different like anxiety-ridden occurrences, but it has made all of the difference. And I'm so thankful that I just gave in and was like, all right, if I don't do it right now, I'm never gonna do it. So I just did it, and it changed everything. And I'm super, super, super grateful for that. And if you have an outlet like that, go take advantage of it, because once you leave college, like, you're not gonna have those outlets anymore, because they're so specific for, I think, the age that we're at right now. Like, they just know how to help you specifically, and it's been amazing. And I go talk to them like once a month. Like, it's not like this, like, all right, Tuesday, Thursday, you'll come see me, and then Wednesday you'll go do this. And it's not like some intense therapy. Like, it is just whatever you need it to be. I don't want to be cheesy, basically, but I feel like I have gotten a really good sense of like who I am in the last year. So that sounds ridiculous, and that sounds like I've made like this huge discovery or something, but I've been all right with being independent, and I think moving into a place where you truly do have more independence has really helped me with that. And like, I was just talking about this too, like with one of my friends. Like, I used to get so upset when I'd have to like leave someplace and come back to Corvallis. Like, when I lived in my studio, again, loved it, but like, I didn't really get a sense of like being okay with being independent. Like, I've always loved being by myself. That's never been an issue. But I think toward the end there, it was more of like, I'm not by myself. I feel more alone, and that's where I tend to struggle. And being here where I am right now, like today in this environment, and I guess in my life, depending on how you want to look at it, like, I have been able to be more independent, be by myself without it being like a negative thing. And I used to, so what I was kind of went a little sidetracked on, I was talking with my friend, and I would go visit my boyfriend in Eugene, and I would be so upset that I had to like leave and come back here that I would cry, like, for no reason. Like, I would just be so upset that I had to like come back and be where I was, and where I was in life, in physicality, like where I actually lived, like all of that. It just got to be like a burden almost to come back, and it made like everything really negative. I was telling my parents even last night, I'm not ready necessarily to go home. Like, I love the place that I'm at right now, and I'm ready to be independent and to have like my own life separate from the one that I've grown up with, if that makes sense. And like, of course I want to go home and be with my family and my dog and my boyfriend and all of my friends who are going home and everything like that, but this part of me wants to stay here and continue living my life up here, because I now have differentiated myself enough to live this life. And that goes along with like all these different classes and stuff that I've taken this term, but like, I just have allowed myself to differentiate apart from my like family's views or my friends' views or like whatever. Like, I have pretty much found a good balance as of right now of like who I am. I wanted to post this just to kind of, I mean, I do these more so for like family and close friends and stuff who are interested in all of this, but hopefully also to kind of encourage you, inspire you, in people who have no idea who I am. So like, I think I'm up to like 80 subscribers. I don't know who at least half of you are, but the fact that you watch my videos and still support me and like are actually intrigued in what's going on in my life is like crazy to me, but like also so cool. So thank you for that. And you can continue to follow me on here or on all the various social media things. If you liked this video, if you like these kinds of videos, then you can subscribe. This is what I like to do. Also, hit the like button because it lets me know that you guys actually like to watch these kinds of things. You can leave a comment if you want me to do something in particular on this channel. Leave a comment and tell me what you're completely terrified of as summer approaches. Thank you so much for watching. Again, I appreciate each and every one of you, and I love you guys. I will see you in the next video. Bye.